my God, I can hardly believe my eyes. For the first time in months, it's no longer triple digits. That's right, it's double digits from here on out. At least until next summer. This calls for a celebration. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. Wonderhussy here. I'm just a little bit excited because, well, I survived my very first Death Valley summer. And yes, my mannequin buddies here are all three of them wearing hard hats because we're also in the middle of a huge construction project. That's right, we're having a shaded porch built for the west and south sides of the house. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but first, golly, I've been stuck around this compound all morning working. I thought I might just take a little walk, and you can come with me. Gonna go right down this little trail here, down the side of the hill, past my friend Randy's RV, and past our fifth wheel travel trailer where our other friend Kelton is staying. Those are the two guys who are helping us build this shaded porch. And when I say help, I really mean they're doing it all. Well, I shouldn't say all of it because my sister and I, especially my sister, have been helping as much as we can. We just don't have very many muscles. Anyway, since it's not 157 degrees anymore, I thought it might be fun to take a little walk up the hill to the old rugged cross. That's right, the old rugged cross. I don't know the story behind this cross or who put it up or, what its history is, but there's this big wooden cross right on top of a hill, not far from the compound. And every now and then I like to hike up here because it's such an amazing view of the area where I live. I mean, you can see for yourself. It's a pretty spectacular view from up here. Well, maybe not the sewage ponds. And you might not agree with me that this is a spectacular view at all. You might not even like the desert. But if you don't, then I don't know what you're doing watching this channel because I love the desert. I think this is a great view on top of this little hill. And it's a great place to kind of overlook the entire area and see what's going on in the little town where I've chosen to live. Now, apologies, it is kind of windy up here today, but I wanted to take a minute and show you what's going on around town because out here in Death Valley, or I guess I should say Death Valley adjacent because Death Valley National Park boundary is about 11 miles that away. We're just outside Death Valley. But this time of year, well, things are kind of backwards out here in Death Valley adjacent land. Everywhere else, fall is here, and fall is here too, but, well, yeah, there's still, kids are back in school and there's pumpkins in the grocery stores, but everything's kind of backwards here in the fall. Here in the fall, things are starting to open up again. After the long, hot summer, people are finally starting to come crawling out of their dark, cool, air-conditioned or swamp-cooled caves and blinking in the warm October sunlight, starting to come alive again, just like springtime in most other parts of the world. And you probably can't tell, but town is really starting to wake up and get a lot busier. Like, look down there, there's 4 cars driving into town. Believe it or not, that's what constitutes a rush hour traffic jam out here because, well, there were some weeks in July and August where we probably didn't see 4 cars the entire week. Anyway, all that traffic is a good sign that people are starting to trickle back into town, and that means a lot of these little businesses are starting to open back up. Okay, this is a really small town. I think there's only about 150 people that live here, and most of the businesses here, what few there are, shut down for the summer because it's so hot and there aren't really any tourists out here in the summertime. This is primarily a tourism-driven economy, such as it is. It's a hot spring resort town, and so there's a bunch of different little hot spring resorts with their own private hot springs. There's one over there, there's one down here, there's one over there, and then there's one back there. Well, all of these hot spring resorts cater to snowbirds, you know, tourists from up in the frozen tundra of the north trying to escape those miserable cold winters in, you know, Canada and Michigan and places like that. So a lot of these businesses, they make all their money, I would say, starting October, November through March, April. So I'm shooting this video on October 2nd, which is sort of like the spring awakening of Tecopa. All the little, it's kind of like watching little flowers open in the springtime. All these little restaurants are starting to open back up. I mean, for a town of only 100 people, we actually have 4 restaurants and 2 breweries. Okay, 2 breweries for a town of 150 people. It's pretty impressive. There's a barbecue restaurant. I'll walk over here to give you a better view. If you like barbecue, there's a really good barbecue restaurant over here at Delight's Hot Spring. And even if you don't like barbecue, which I really don't, they have great baked potatoes and cornbread and beans. And they've got a little brewery there. You can get a nice cold beer. Or if that's not your jam, you can come on over here. Oh, you can't really see it from here, but there's a really good restaurant about to open right down there called Steaks and Beer. And the name kind of says it all, but it's not just steaks and beer. The guy makes really good salads and fresh, awesome, organic, homemade food. Awesome chef. He used to be, well, there's actually 2 parts to this town. This is the Hot Spring District. If you take this road over that little saddle there, you end up in downtown Tecopa. And that's where Steaks and Beer used to be. And that's where our other brewery is, the Death Valley Brewing Company. I'm actually getting ready to head over there in a little bit myself. You know, my sister and I and our 2 friends, we've been busting our humps all week long working on this porch construction project. And so we need to blow off a little steam and go get a nice cold beer. Although I don't like beer. In fact, I hate beer. Oh, little known fact about me, I can't stand the taste of beer. Thankfully, he brewed up some hard cider, I think last week. So I'm gonna go over there as soon as I'm done shooting this video and knock back a nice frosty cold hard cider. Anyway, that brewery and then another really cool little cafe are just over that saddle there in downtown Tecopa. But before I go over there, I just kind of wanted to make a quick video talking about what's been going on over here in the Hot Springs district, which, by the way, look how green it is. I mean, again, those of you who don't live in or appreciate the desert might go, "You call that green?" But I'm here to tell you, that's exceptionally green. Especially when you consider the fact that Death Valley National Park, you know, one of the hottest, driest places on Earth, is just over those mountains there. I mean, it's nothing but baking brown landscapes over yonder. But here, this is ancient Lake Tecopa. This used to be a huge inland sea back in the prehistoric days. And, well, you can see for yourself, even now, it's kind of like this big marsh. And it's pretty green right now because we just had all those crazy monsoons, which were what was to blame for destroying my sisters in my driveway and wreaking all kinds of other havoc at the compound. Ugh, gosh, I'm not sure which view I think is more beautiful. I love this beautiful view of the open sand dunes and the desert behind our compound. But then the view of this crazy marsh with the old rugged cross and the view beyond it towards Death Valley, going over those beautiful low-lying mud hills. Well, that's pretty spectacular too. Or I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, I guess I better walk back down to the old compound now and get ready to go over and have that frosty cold cider. And while I'm over there, I'll show you guys a little bit of what's been going on with this construction project. Okay, coming back over here to the compound, you can see we've got a lot going on. Okay, so like I said, our good friends Randy and Kelton are out here helping us build this covered porch that's gonna wrap around the south and west sides of the house. It's gonna go out 10 feet deep to block the harsh rays of the sun from hitting the walls of the house, which heat up the walls of the house, which consequently heats up the interior of the house. And well, that makes our mini split run overtime, which, by the way, the mini split was a champ all summer long. It worked well and it kept us cool, but our power bill was like $350 a month. So if we can get that down at all, it'll be a blessing. but most of the work we've been doing on the porch has just been prep work so far. In fact, one of the very first things Kelton did when he got here was build us this awesome little trailer. Okay, because we needed a means to haul stuff to the dump. There's a dump just right over there 2 blocks away. And well, we inherited a lot of crap at this compound. And me and my sister are like, oh, we might want to keep that for an art project. But Randy and Kelton, you know, they got here and they're trying to clear stuff out and make space for, you know, all this lumber and all these building materials and all their tools. And so they went into the Quonset hut thinking they could use that as a workspace. And well, it was jam-packed full of all kinds of crazy crap. So we needed a way to haul some stuff to the dump. My sister had gotten this, well, it was an old jet ski trailer. Okay, one of the local guys gave her this old jet ski trailer. You can see how it's curved at the bottom there. It's just meant to haul a jet ski to the lake. Or I guess I should say personal watercraft, since jet ski is a brand name. Anyway, we don't have a jet ski. There's no lake anywhere near here. So Kelton and Randy turned this jet ski trailer into a trash hauling trailer that is super easy to hitch up and pull right down the road. And well, we've gotten rid of a ton of stuff. And it's a good thing we did, because I mean, we had to order like, I want to say there's like $10,000 worth of lumber and materials out here to build this porch. Okay, I'm going to give you an overview of the job site here. Okay, so over here is where we've been painting the rafters and the support beams and posts, and oh gosh, I don't even know the name of everything. All I know is my painting arm is so tired, and we're not even half of the way through. We still have to do that whole stack of wood, and oh my gosh, it's slow going because it's still pretty hot here. So we've been getting up at 5 a.m. I never thought I would live to see the day when I got up at 5 a.m. every day. And we come out here when the sun first comes up, and we start painting. And we paint for a few hours until the sun starts to get too high and too hot and the paint won't dry anymore. So then we just kind of leave everything out. We're going to come back here after we go to the brewery and have a sunset cocktail painting session. But all of that is just to get ready for the actual project, which is over here. And today was actually a very exciting day for the porch project, because today was the day that we finally, well, actually yesterday, Randy and Kelton jackhammered holes. I mean, this is friggin' solid granite or some kind of rock that this compound is built onto. And so, man, it was a tough job for them, but they did. They jackhammered these holes. This is for the support beams of the porch. You can see these guys know what they're doing. Not only did they jackhammer these giant holes, they filled them with concrete and then put the little forms in there and the little, oh gosh, I don't even know what it's called, support bracket. So these posts are going to go in there and support these rafters that'll go all the way to the side of the house, which you can see all that hardware is already there in place. I mean, this is a huge project, and my sister and I, oh, let's just be honest here. My sister and I would never have been able to do something like this ourselves. So we're super doubly, triply blessed to have Randy and Kelton here helping us. Look at that. They even let me put my initials in the concrete down there under this support beam. How about that? Randy.
Yes.
Why are you helping us?
Well, it's because as I get older, I get a lot of pleasure from helping people. And I've known you for a lot of years, and you're a friend, and you needed help. And so I get to come and help you, and you're helping us.
Well, Randy.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I've been blathering on long enough. I think it's time for me to go change into something a little more exciting, since I am going down to the brewery, which is like the big social event of the week. I hardly go anywhere these days. I mean, it's up at 5 means, well, I hate to say it, but that means like bed at 8, 9 p.m. We did have one social visit this week. Our friend Chris Adams, who bought the Tacopa Mines, if you follow his YouTube channel or his Facebook page, he bought this giant mine complex over yonder. It's like 13 stories and 500 miles of tunnels, or, well, you can go watch his channel. He'll tell you all about it. Anyway, he came over to dinner the other night. We had a wonderful time, and then we all went and soaked in his friend's hot spring. And, well, even then we were back home by like 9 o'clock and in bed by 9:30. So if I want to go get my frosty cold cider, which I have definitely earned from busting my hump all week long working on this dang project, Well, I'd better wrap this up quick. I'm just going to say one final thing. These are the times that try men's souls. I can't travel. I can't explore. I can't go anywhere interesting to make videos. I'm trapped here in Death Valley at the old compound. But it's worth it. Because, yeah, it's a lot of work right now. But when I'm sitting there, and you'll have to use your imagination, when I'm sitting there on my front porch with that nice shaded roof coming down over me, sipping on a nice cold margarita, looking at that beautiful view of the wide open desert, well, I'll probably wonder what I was complaining about in the first place. Because what's a few weeks between friends? And we've all become friends. Me, my sis, Randy, Kelton. We have dinner together, we hang out together, we talk together. We're like one weird little family. Oh, I forgot to mention Junior 2 and Junior 3. Those are the biggest helpers of all. In fact, she's the safety officer, so watch what you do around her. Anyway, I guess all I'm trying to say is I'm lucky. I'm going to go get changed, and I'm going to go have myself an ice cold cider.